Hi, looks like Tom scored again. Tonight we're going to have some fish cakes and boiled lobster made on the cook stove. And he's going to throw the recipe in somewhere along the way, but I'm going to start just by showing you what we have. Crushed red pepper, regular pepper, 3 eggs, 3 potatoes, which we're going to peel and cube and cook with the codfish, and then some onions. He also has some lobsters, which will boil with a little bit of Old Bay. The potatoes have been cubed. Now I'm just going to chop up the cod. Nothing fancy here. Oh, no fish for you, kitty cat. You've had enough. All right, we'll chop up the cod. Now, we're just going to cover this with water. That's good enough. All right, so let's put this on the stove. And that's about a pound and a half of codfish. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning. So it's going to put this on the stove, and we'll cook until the potatoes are tender. I'm going to say that's going to about be between 10 and 15 minutes. Well, now that the fish is going, let's get these lobsters ready. We just start our lobsters right off from the beginning, right in the water. See you later, guys. And we're going to boil them.
One thing about lobsters, when they come in right off the ocean, these spines right here are so sharp that when you get them in a store, if they've been in for a while, they'll be crawling all over each other and they get kind of dull. But when you get, they just hit you and they're a puncher and they're very painful.
You can always tell if you have a fresh lobster. Your lobster's fresh, those spines are going to be sharp. If they've been in a tank a while, they're all rubbed down and they'll be dull and easy to break. When you start trying to clean a fresh lobster, you'll know the difference. All right, you can see, I'm going to say once these start boiling, we let them go about 15 minutes from there, and Vinny, time to move them over. This is not going to take half as long as I thought. Let's position these to speed up a bit. And I almost forgot. We need to put a little shot of Old Bay in there. All right, that's ready to rock and roll.
How long has that been on?
I'm going to say we only cooked it for about 10 minutes, Tom.
But this stove right now
we had it on the hot burner,
right.
So it really went
It's really
fast.
cranking. So.
And what we're going to do is we're going to save that broth because it makes a wonderful base for a fish chowder. Or even a clam chowder.
Always save your broths, anything if you can.
Big on broth.
They freeze really easy, and you just never know when you're going to need them.
And I'm just going to try to get a little bit more of the moisture out of this. You don't want too much moisture in your base because it will make your cakes too soft and it won't have a very good texture. So we're just going to squeeze out a little more of that water. All right, let's get this stuff mashed. The texture feels pretty good, kind of dry. All right, we're going in first with the eggs. That'll be our binder. 3 eggs. Mix this up a little better with the spoon. Let's add our onion. I put in 1 large. It called for 2 medium, but 1 large will do. Let's go with a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and my favorite ingredient is the Portuguese pimenta manguida, which is crushed red pepper. The actual recipe calls for a tablespoon, but there's no way I'm going to get away with that with Tom. So we're going for a heaping teaspoon. Mix that well. And now we're going to form some patties, and from there it will be onto the cook stove to fry. Okay.
Now, we're still waiting for the lobsters to boil.
So we'll check them.
Yeah, they got a little ways to go yet. You know.
Line a baking pan with wax paper, and I'm going to throw a little bit of flour on that too, just so that it'll be easier to take the cakes off. Fill a 3/4 cup with the mixture. I just pop it on the pan, and I'm gonna make that a 1/2 cup, Tom. That's a little bit big. Let's go with a 1/2 cup and let it set. Let's try a 1/2 cup this time. Make them into little patties. One more. I'm going to sprinkle these with flour and then put them in the refrigerator and let them set about 15 minutes till when the lobsters are ready. And then we'll fry them. All right, we're going to take these lobsters, nice and red. They've been boiling for about 12, 13 minutes or so. That cook stove seems to cook a lot faster than a regular stove. I'm just going to save a little bit of broth of this for myself in case I get ambitious to try something later. And the rest of this we're just going to drain out. Okay, a trick that we were taught by an old lobsterman is after you cook your lobsters, you shock them in cold water, just let them sit for a few minutes and take them out. They'll come out of their shells a lot easier.
This video is really about cooking on the cook stove. As you can see, you know, it does, yeah, you just make, this recipe is something we're doing. You know, you can go online at YouTube, you'll find other recipes, you know, but our point is that we're cooking it like the old days where they cooked it on the wood cook stove. We're also going to be frying those codfish cakes. Very good. Fortunately, or fortunately for Lauren,
Let's get some
I'm not a
butter
fan
going.
of lobster.
Do lobster my way.
So Lauren loves to peel lobsters.
Not.
Not, but she's good at it. Yeah. So we've got the codfish cakes cooking here on the stove. So this is Lauren's favorite. A little butter and some lobster. She's got a little helper over there, but she's not a real fan of lobster. She will eat the fish. You know, we'll go out to a place and, you know, maybe in the summer. And again, this is
Nobody wants to sit near me. I don't understand.
on Cape Cod, so they, you know, you see these people have never had a lobster in their lives, and they bring them out hammers and everything to cut them. It's kind of funny. You know, you have phases of lobsters too, where there's soft shell. It's just when they're going to molt, or after they molt, which is even softer. And then you got your real hard shells, and they're packed. So your best lobster is your hard shell.
Nope, this is a hardy.
And you get more meat, it's tastier. You know, after they molt, it's not so great.
But easy to peel.
Easy to peel, but it takes a few, you know, once they're back in their hard shell, their meat is nice and firm. And as you can see, Lauren is
On her second shirt.
made short work of that lobster.
I don't understand why nobody will sit next to me in a restaurant when I eat lobster. I just don't get it.
Should see her with crabs. And this is fish cakes here, codfish cakes. And I'm cooking on the stove, and it's so hot over there, I'm just staying away from it. So what do you think, Lauren?
I think they're excellent.
Excellent? Yep. So what do you think of these, Laura?
They're very good, Tom.
Okay, so again, it's just a simple recipe. We're kind of trying to perfect it. It's kind of new for us to do.
I like it on the stove.
It's very good on the cook stove. The thing is, this stove is so hot tonight. Whew, it's like I put it over there, I run away. But it does a great job. And the whole idea is to see how, years ago, this is what they cooked everything on. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.